The road shimmered under the harsh afternoon sun, empty and unforgiving. When Arav Malik first noticed the girl collapse near the broken milestone, he almost missed her, his tired eyes fixed on the cracked asphalt ahead, his mind heavy with bills, responsibilities, and the quiet ache of raising a child alone. But something about the stillness made his heart stutter. In a world that never slowed down, stillness like that often meant danger. He pulled his old pickup to the side, dust rising around him, unaware that this single decision would unravel a truth far bigger than his own struggles. If you believe that kindness can change destinies and that second chances are real, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel Whisper Tales 3. Your support keeps these stories alive. Arav was not a hero by circumstance. He was a widower, a school bus mechanic by day, and a gentle, exhausted father by night. Since his wife's passing 3 years earlier, life had become a careful balancing act between earning enough to survive and being present enough for his 8-year-old son, Kian. That afternoon he had just finished an extra shift and was racing against time to pick Kian up from a neighbor's house. Every minute mattered, every rupee counted. Yet when he saw the girl on the roadside, pale and barely breathing, something deeper than urgency took hold. He knelt beside her, noticing her expensive yet dust-stained clothes, her labored breaths, and the faint pulse beneath his fingers. The sun burned overhead, and the road remained eerily silent, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Carefully, Arav lifted her into his truck, using his own water bottle to wet her cracked lips, murmuring reassurances she might not hear. His hands trembled, not from fear of inconvenience, but from the memory of loss that still lived inside him. He drove toward the nearest town clinic, every bump in the road echoing like a countdown. The girl stirred slightly, her eyelids fluttering, her breath shallow but present. Arav focused on the road, whispering silent prayers, promising nothing except that he would not abandon her here. The small clinic buzzed with the lazy rhythm of a daytime weekday when Arav carried her inside. Nurses rushed forward, and for the first time since spotting her, he allowed himself to step back. As doctors worked, Arav sank into a plastic chair, dust on his clothes, sweat on his brow, and worry tightening his chest. He thought of Kian waiting, of the life he could barely keep steady, and wondered if doing the right thing always came with such heavy consequences. Hours passed beneath flickering fluorescent lights until a nurse told him the girl was stable but severely dehydrated and malnourished. She had no identification, no phone, no clear story. When the girl finally regained consciousness later that afternoon, sunlight streamed through the window, painting her face with warmth. Her name was Mira Voss, spoken weakly but clearly, her eyes filled with confusion and fear. She remembered fragments of running, of escaping, of collapsing under the relentless sun. Arav listened quietly, offering reassurance without questions. Over the next day, as authorities were notified and news quietly spread, Arav continued visiting, bringing fruit, sitting nearby, a silent presence of safety. He did not know that across the country, a billionaire industrialist named Raghav Voss had been tearing apart cities, offering rewards, using every resource imaginable to find his missing daughter. The truth surfaced suddenly and without ceremony. Black cars arrived at the clinic under the bright afternoon sky, men in crisp suits moving with controlled urgency. Mira's identity was confirmed, and the weight of it hit the room like thunder. She was not just missing, she was the only heir to a vast fortune, abducted weeks earlier and presumed lost. Arav stood quietly in the corner as gratitude, relief, and chaos unfolded around her. When Raghav Voss arrived, his composure shattered at the sight of his daughter alive. In the emotional whirlwind, Arav tried to slip away, believing his role finished, his life too small to belong in such a moment. But kindness has a way of being seen. Raghav found Arav before he could leave, listening to the staff recount how a single father had stopped on a lonely road and saved a life without knowing who she was. The billionaire's gratitude was deep, overwhelming, and sincere. Yet what struck Arav most was not the offers of reward or opportunity, but Mira's quiet insistence that he stay, that he be acknowledged. She remembered his steady hands, his water bottle, his refusal to leave her alone. In the days that followed, Arav returned to his routine, believing the story would fade into memory. Instead, change came gently but unmistakably. Raghav was ensured Arav's debts were cleared, his job secured, and his son's future protected with opportunities Arav had never dreamed of. But more importantly, he offered something rarer than money: respect. Mira visited often, her recovery marked by gratitude rather than entitlement, and Kian found in her a friend who treated him like an equal, not a curiosity. Arav's life did not transform overnight into luxury or ease. He continued working, continued worrying, continued loving his son, with the same quiet devotion. Yet something fundamental had shifted. The world felt less heavy, less indifferent. He had learned that even in the harsh glare of an ordinary day, compassion could ripple outward in ways unseen. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that simple kindness still matters in a noisy world, please like this video, share it, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps stories like this reach more hearts. Before we end, we have a special request for you. Comment the word kindness below if you believe one good deed can change a life. As the sun dipped lower on that once lonely road, Arav sometimes drove past the spot where everything changed. There was nothing remarkable there now, just asphalt and sky. Yet in his heart it remained a reminder that you never truly know who you are helping, or how far your compassion might travel. Sometimes the greatest wealth a person can hold is the courage to stop when the world tells them to keep going.